area are already in panic mode. It was a viral video that went viral yesterday. What's your take as regards this?
There are some rumors I don't, easily believe. Bombing Okigwe in the sense that Okigwe is a stronghold of terrorists. Who are the terrorists at Okigwe? Nobody. Biafrans are Biafrans. Anyway, in Biafra land, you have hoodlums, you have criminals. It is bound to be in every region, just like every other region. But I've never seen recent time all the criminal-prone regions or districts in the mid-belt, in the core north, bombed by Nigerian military forces. Why Igbo land that has never experienced something like that is, being the object, focal object of the Nigerian military to go and bomb, to go and decimate. Listen and listen good. Nothing is going to happen at Okigwe. It's a mere heresy, rumor. Because if Nigerian military forces embark on that kind of deadly mission, they will understand that Biafra still can defend themselves. You are in the air, you are throwing bomb on the ground, and you don't know what is on the ground, lying on the ground. They might do that. Good. Let them go. But let me tell you, it is going to be drone. It is going to be drone strike. But if they do it, they are worsening the situation of, Biafra Nigerian rift. So I'm talking to you now, Biafra and Nigeria is having rift. That's why Nnamdi Kanu has been kept incommunicado for almost 60 months now. Incommunicado. Nnamdi Kanu is sitting down. One place. Is it possible? Or guys, a mere rumor because Nigerian government would not have any reason to do that. Even if they do, because they are errand boys to Fulani Janjaweeds, I mean all these southeastern governors, they should remember that when we are going to war, this is another remark, it is never like when we are coming back from the war. I repeat, when we are going to the war, to fight war, can never be the same as when we are coming back from the war, You know what? Ojijo ogu, ode adeka nnata ogu. Ana ogu, when they nebunisi, when they na agawane motua, they will be limping. It's an Igbo adage. See, death is not selective during the war. Anybody could die. And attacking Biafra land, a land that has been subjected to this kind of exploitation, marginalization, all manners of, human degradation, since 1970 till date. I mean 55 years. I think embarking on military operation in that region is a very, very perilous, dangerous, risky venture. It's a project that is too costly. And if they succeed, I think they should wait for the repercussion. Biafra land, I'm an Igbo man. They say we are TOB. They say we are terrorists. That's why they are all terrorists. They are kinsmen. Whomsoever they are all terrorists, not Igbo man. Fulani actually embarks on war against Nigerian nation for over how many years now? Fulani Janjaweeds are killing Nigerians, funding all platforms, manners of platforms under terrorism. I name them: Mahuda, Lakarua, bandits, Boko Haram, Ansaru, Herdsmen, ISWAP. 7 terrorist platforms were invited by these Sahel inhabitants, originators, and Nigerian government is a goat sleeping, fighting their brothers, fighting themselves. I'm telling you, it is not always like that. The way people say things is not always the way things are. Man has his own way of doing things, but God supersedes man. Embarking on any military operation in Igbo land again, led or organized by Hope Uzodinma, I think will be very, very disastrous. Hope Uzodinma sleeps in the barrack in Abuja since inception of his administration 4 years ago. Or less than that. I'm telling you that Hope Uzodinma will never, ever be happy when he finishes his tenure as a governor of Imo State. He will never be happy. Yes. He will be gnashing his teeth.
But they have said when I finish my duty as a governor of Imo State that he was going to sleep in peace. He has said this in time past. He said he has done very well for himself, that he's going to rest and sleep in peace.
Thank you so much.
This is a man that knows what to say.
Yes, thank you, Hope Uzodinma. A goldfish has no hiding place. When a man's way is not pure, he always runs around. One, when a man's way is not pure, anytime he sees police, he will dodge, he will hide. That is two. Number three, when a man's way is not pure, he always fidgets and screams. He has knock on the door. What does he say? Who is there? With hypertension and blood pressure. Listen, that's 3 points. Then fourth one, when a man's way is not pure, he is always banished and outlawed by his kinsmen because he's a bad egg. Persona non grata. That is whom Hope Uzodinma is. Is a persona non grata, an undesirable element among his kinsmen, among his Igbo brothers, among southeastern Nigerian, region people. Persona non grata, an undesirable element. Okay, let me tell you, it's the word of the mind, and he has been actually outlawed according to Igbo culture. Because I know that all people will never, ever allow Hope Uzodinma to reintegrate himself with them. The people in his kinsmen, the people in his community, Hope Uzodinma has lots and lots of cleansing to perform. Cleansing what? Rights. Yes, to perform. You must perform it because he committed abomination in Igbo land. Cleansing what? Ritual. Hope has lots and lots cleansing ritual to perform in Olu, Imo State. Because it has actually gone contrary to the traditional laws. God is an enemy of tradition. Tradition is worldly. But not all the tradition and culture God detests. Because tradition and culture was here before religion. But what I'm telling to tell you is that religion and culture, they are the one that God does not detest. And you have to know that Hope Uzodinma violates the laws of the land, and we have no reason to sleep. When he finishes his tenure, knock, who is there? Hope will be rolling everywhere. His mind will be cutting. His mind will be on what? Suspended. On suspecting any movement of the youths, any movement of the people in his community, outside his community. Every movement of his people in Igbo land, outside Igbo land. A goldfish has no hiding place. If he likes, he should have thrown himself into America, anywhere in the world. Igbos are everywhere. And he should remember, not in a haste. No, he should not forget in a haste that there are many petitions down, running hundreds of thousands, based on genocide committed by he in Igbo land. He died, he's alive, many Igbo youths in the past. And there are documents, documented petitions at the ICC level, International Criminal Court, based on homicide, first degree manslaughter, murder, then to cap it all within the avenue of genocide. The genocide committed in Igbo land stopped actually in 1970, but military cliques, Nigerian military cliques under the command or watch of Buhari made it more bogus when Buhari shot 1,000 Asaba men. In their cold blood, they were all sent to their early grave, thereby rendering over 1,000 women widows. I don't know whether you understand where I'm going. Yes, husbandless. So that's why I'm telling you that genocide is no new thing in Igbo land again until Uzodimba rejuvenated that pain of 1970s. And he is not remorseful. That's why the loss of the land, that's why the earth we are standing is going to swallow Hope Uzodimba. Yes.
So actually now you don't believe the Nigerian government and the Southeast governors can actually make or cause the airstrike, then Okigwe.
What I'm saying is it, because they will have no law and reasons. No law is backing them to commit genocide in Igbo land. Whatever you do, the world, the earth, the planet Earth today is a global village. There are things you can commit now. United Nations will come after you. I would like to refer you to history, what happened in Baghdad, Iraq, from 1980 to 1988. Iraq and Iran was embarked on fully escalated war. For good 80 years, Iraq won. Iran used chemical weapon on the Kurdish. Kurdish is a particular tribe in Iran. Listen and listen good. Iraq used chemical weapon on the Kurdish. No, the Kurds are part of Iraq anyway, but they always didn't want to be part of Iraq. And Iraq government under Saddam Hussein used biological weapon. What happened then? United Nations actually supersedes any other in the world. United Nations control NATO. NATO struck against Iran, invasion of Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the rest of the oil-rich, let me say, Emirates or kingdom in the south, in the Middle East. And what happened? Because he used that weapon, after US-led ally devastated Iraq in 1990, January 1991, Operation Desert Storm. Hussein was arrested. They arrested him in a, just dustbin. This is spider, whatever, hole. They brought him out. They conducted DNA test. It was he. They sent him to court, and justice actually caught up with him. Why? Because he used chemical weapon on the Kurds. The Kurdish are part of the Iraq, but most of them are Christians. Saddam Hussein used chemical weapon on these people, and the whole world brought him to order. He was tried and beheaded. They hanged him in 2003 or 6. Saddam Hussein was hanged. So, what he's doing with Nigerian military clique in Igbo land might boomerang anytime. It can boomerang. United Nations supersedes Nigeria. NATO is bigger than West Africa, let alone Nigeria, we no get 10 kobo. Okay, if you commit suicide anywhere in Nigeria, if they try you at ICC, if you are culpable, guilty, you will be arrested and face prosecution. No man is above international law. Using chemical weapon or necessary, killing the youths in Igbo land is against United Nations Charter or International Charter. So after committing such heinous crime, you must go to ICC. Okay, Nigerian politicians might be above the law in Nigeria, but not at the ICC. No, I'm telling you the truth. There are crimes. If you commit, you will go to ICC, whether you like it or not. So like I'm saying, you see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Hope Uzodinma, brutal. I repeat it again with Buhari. Hope Uzodinma, Buhari, brutal. They murdered. There was so much gruesome murder when they were, in power. The then chief of army staff Brutai murdered many innocent Igbo youths in Imo State, and we have not forgotten. No, it's not here on my face, but it's here. That's likewise every Igbo man. We keep it aside. It should be revisited later. We the Igbos were not flanés, but we don't forget. We must later take action against those that actually, perpetrated such inimical, heinous crimes in Igbo land. It's a crime against humanity to allow any other bombing or airstrike in Igbo land. Airstrike in Igbo land was during the war, not now. So hope will actually go for it.
Think carefully. I've told you people before, and I want to say it again on this platform. When Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped or planned to be kidnapped by the former president of the Federation, Nigeria, in person of Muhammadu Buhari, as at that time, it was Lai Muhammad was the Minister of Information who gave the information on air that whosoever or any country that will help them, to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu or to arrest Nnamdi Kanu, as at that time, will be, will be given $100 million. And as at that time, Nnamdi Kanu was not in Nigeria, he was in London. Remember, he was in London as at that time. But the British knows the implication, what it is. If Nnamdi Kanu should be extradited from their country, down to Nigeria, it will play down on their, image.
He has, often jumping bail, been accused of engaging in subversive activities that include inciting violence through television, radio, and online broadcast against the Nigerian state and institutions. Kanu was also accused of instigating violence, especially in southeastern Nigeria, that resulted in the loss of lives and property of civilians, military, paramilitary, police force, and destruction of civil institutions and symbols of civil authorities. Self-acclaimed leader of the proscribed secessionist indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has, for your information, been intercepted through the collaborative efforts of the Nigerian intelligence and security services. Recent steps taken by the federal government saw to the interception of the fugitive Kanu on Sunday, the 27th day of June 2021.
And it will play down their name regard to the level that people are taking them or they place themselves in the EU and in the world. NATO, to be precise, as what? As a colonial masters. They colonize so many countries in the world. So they don't want to bring their reputation down. They have to do what? Hold on. But quite unfortunately, that the French Interpol was an element used to trace Nnamdi Kanu movement down to Kenya, and there they gave information to the former president of Kenya, who now ordered his men to go and beat up Nnamdi Kanu to Koma, and from there they arrested him and they kidnapped him. He spent 8 days with the Kenyan people before Nigeria coming to do what? To pick him up. And in doing that, you know what that means? It is called kidnapping. Because before Nnamdi Kanu could travel to Kenya. The Kenya government is aware of his coming. Yes. And if they don't want him, they wouldn't have, give him a passing order regard to his passport, which he tendered, the document that he tendered to them of visiting their country, and they approve it. Because if they did not approve it, he wouldn't have travel or make any movement to Kenya. So on that note, as you can see, the Interpol today from the French country are now doing what? Trying to plead that they are sorry for allowing themselves to their element or their organization to be used, to carry out illegality regard to what has happened with Nnamdi Kanu in the case of kidnapping down to Nigeria from Kenya. And Kenya country too is now as well, telling Nigerians, please, we don't want trouble. Please, we don't want to this mess, because this thing have messed their country up. They are telling Nigeria, return this man to Kenya so that we can sort out one or two things that is needed to be sorted out, so that you can have your way. If you want to extradite him, you know the process and the procedure, not using us as an instrument, to fall victims of this illegality of criminalism, because it is a terrorist act to kidnap somebody. So that's why both the DJ, everybody is complaining today. Everybody is trying to put their head off from the case. And for the DS, the Department of State Security of the Federation, are now pulling their head. Are you not saying Nigeria losing? For Muhammadu Buhari even denying of the one holding Nnamdi Kanu, are you not seeing Nigeria as well losing? That means even Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will not stand, because he cannot withstand with Nnamdi Kanu. So him coming out like this, you can see what happened to them. That in the court, Omotosho is now, flaming up regard to the way the Nigerian government counsel in the court today, the way they appear, they did not come up with a complete witness, and they have been, delaying, and James Omotosho, out of the anger, he now decided to give them a serious warning. He said he's giving them 2 weeks. Inside that 2 weeks, within 6 days, to choose in 6 days, under 2 weeks, concerning their witnesses and concerning this, case, or else he is going to strike their case as a weak one. Do you understand? So, and that justice. So, as he stands now, Nnamdi Kanu, regard to his case and the kidnapping aspect of it, is on a winning side, and we will continue to win. Forget what Nigeria have tagged us to be. IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, they tag them terrorists. But Mighty Allah is not a terrorist. Mighty Allah are working freely. Toji Bello is moving freely. Iswambo commander is moving freely. Look at the new commander that says Shekau is back. You understand? Shekau is back and is moving freely. What is happening? Sidious Musa did not see them. Nigerian government did not see those ones. But it is Nnamdi Kanu, a man who is fighting for the betterment of the people, is an enemy. There is something one man said, which I concur, that in Nigeria today, our prisoners, our prison rooms are empty. No prisoners anymore. But the only prisoner we have is Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why every day you go to court, no other case rather than Nnamdi Kanu case.
But before we saw just so much as just said that this case has taken too long, and at the same time, video of where the Uzodima, the DSS DG Adeola Ajayi and T.Y. Danjuma, video were played as regards them encouraging people to encouraging Nigerian citizens to defend themselves against incessant attack from the Fulani's headmen and from these bandits. But what we saw today, do you think that victory show for Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes, victory is already on the side of Nnamdi Kanu and on the side of the IPOB generally, because that was the only thing they said they found inside his laptop, Radio Biafra. you know, that what he incited in London regard to self-defense was what triggered to the death of Gulag. Are you hearing me? So, and that was what the Northerners are standing on, that what he said triggered to the death of Gulag. And now, let me tell you, DG Ajayi have said so. The same incitement telling Nigerians, you know, to rise up and defend themselves. What does that mean? Is it not the same incitement of self-determination and self-defense?